All right. I think it's working. I think Facebook has let us back on. I'm already getting messages. Jimmy's wanting to know. Let's see. Come on, someone let me know. Are we on Facebook? Is the ban over? 30-day ban for a squirrel hunting tournament. Is it over? Can you see us on Facebook?
I'm checking.
Let's go. Come on.
We're
Oh,
on.
we're on.
We're
We're
on.
on. But no one else is. No one else is. So I'm going to share it on my page. Joshua is going to share it on his. All right, let's see here. What should I say? Who's going to be our first guest is what I'm wondering. Now, Facebook is not, they're telling me they're not going to recommend our page to anyone. So we have to do the recommending, folks. Help me out here. Dwayne Best is here. Deer and Bass Slayer, Dwayne Best. Josh was here. Jimmy, Pawpaw, Carol. Jimmy, how was your appointment today? Man, it just feels right. It just feels right to be back with our family Tuesday night. I got my buddy back here, Goble Outdoor Decoys. I don't know the name, but it is Goble, Peyton Goble. He's your guy for these decoys. I'm a little allergies. I'm a little. You tell that Anthony Jones is here, first time in a while. Anthony, I need to talk to you and Jim. I need my oil changed. I'll do that after deer camp. Also, I just got like a vibration, right? Like in my truck, just down the road. It's just on the interstate. I need that fixed, Anthony. Help me out. What can I do? SNS Tire. If you have your auto needs in Lexington, go to SNS Tire. This episode is sponsored by SNS Tire. Let's see. Tommy, is it Bowen or Bowen? We already have more people watching than we have had all last month on YouTube.
Are we Huntcast Live yet?
Huh?
Are we Huntcast Live yet?
I gotta get the website going. I think I'm just gonna pay somebody to do it. Tommy is here. He's coming to deer camp for the first time this weekend. Can't wait. Chris Creech, fellow Fort Knox friend, Chris Creech. Glad to have you. You know we will help Anthony. I will let you know after deer camp here. Tommy says like a bow. I know Tommy's told me that before. I won't get it wrong again, Tommy. I'll remember that. My man, I got to see this guy, Frankie. I got to see him last weekend. Nice. I was so happy. He was at PK's. This is PK's brother-in-law. Two of the best dudes you ever meet. Frankie's going to be at deer camp this week. Can't wait. Adventures with Fur, Feathers, and Fins is here. They're loyal to their YouTube channel. They're watching from YouTube. We appreciate you. Hey, the big bucks are there for sure, but falconry is taking over my time.
That's awesome.
I'd like to get in on that. Gary Kite is here from Pelham, Alabama. Will not be. It's only disappointing news so far the night. Gary will not be at deer camp. One of the only guys to kill a deer last year at deer camp. The oldest guy to kill a deer at deer camp, right? We're gonna miss you, Gary. He's like the dad of deer camp. Let's see. Well, I don't know. Dwayne's kind of got the dad. You know, Dwayne gets there early, sets up early, leaves late. Dwayne always helps clean up. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So Dwayne's kind of like a dad of deer camp too. Let's see. Gary, we're glad we're back too. Josh Teeter's here. Dustin's here. Dustin's dropping some drone footage. Dustin, I'm sorry I'm going to get this wrong. Eastern Kentucky thermal drone recovery, something like that. He's been dropping some drone footage of elk. Youngest guy to kill one was Josh, true. And, well, it's PG. I can't say what I was going to say. You got to keep it clean. It's a family show. But, you know. Let's see. I'm going to miss it. Me and Dwayne are the same age, I think. There you go. Got the board last Saturday morning doe crossbow. There you go. Absolutely. You know, I was, crossbows get such a bad reputation. And they're so much fun. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm taking my crossbow and my vertical bow to deer camp this week. I'm hoping to kill one with each. I'm going to Josh's house Thursday night, Friday morning. I'm hoping to kill one with one or the other. Friday evening, Saturday morning, Saturday evening, Sunday morning deer camp, hoping to get it with another. Can't wait. David Craig is here. So glad to have you, David. Hey, guys, let us know who is on the board, right? Who let us know? Mike, let us know who is on the board with a deer so far this year? Who has got one? I know some of you. I've already seen pictures of them. Our man PK has 2, both at Fort Knox. Really nice 8-pointer. I was so jealous. Mike, he killed that 8-pointer where I passed up that 8-pointer last year. Did you know that?
Oh, really? No, I didn't know that. It's a super nice buck,
I'm still sick about it. Still sick about it. So, yeah, let's see who is Mike. I'm going to share this on my page. You just look through here and see who's on the board for deer season.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Jim, he's got one on the board. And as we mentioned, Mike and PK, we know they got on the board. Dwayne's on the board. We know that. Let us know if you've gotten a deer this year so far. Mr. Tim, I don't know if Tim's on here, but Tim's gotten a couple deer as well from deer camp. And I don't know if I think we've kind of talked about it in our group text, but I am unable to make deer camp this weekend, unfortunately, with just the being gone the 2 weeks before in advance, and then I'm going to be on a trip afterwards, and just too many weeks in a row being gone.
I know. And you know what? Inevitably, we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Did you get an elk? Chris Creech wants to know, Mike. For those who don't know, Mike has spent some time in eastern Kentucky in the mountains chasing these majestic creatures over there. The elk of Kentucky. Been around since 1998, I think, is when they released them. Mike was one of 594 lucky individuals to get an elk tag. Mike, it's not easy, is it?
No, it's definitely not easy. It's fact is with the weather this week, it seems like, I don't know elk very well, so just from what I'm hearing,
Same, brother.
the weather really kind of like messed them up. They weren't really bugling a whole lot. I did get to hear a few bugles, which was awesome. I did have an encounter. It was very cool, and I did have an encounter with a cow that just mute. She like came out and just mute. It was crazy how much she was calling. But was weird. I totally expected. It's almost like if you hear a hen turkey just going crazy, that a gobbler just gets fired up. But so I was kind of anticipating that with that cow calling like crazy, I thought one would start bugling like crazy, but nothing ever started bugling at her. It was kind of weird. The weather made it really
early, right?
Yeah.
So I just talked to Hurley this morning. I don't know, man. All days run together. And I think he just had a female hunter kill one, he said.
Yeah.
It was either yesterday or today.
I saw the picture, yeah.
So he had a female hunter, and he said they're just getting fired up. There he is. Speak of the devil or the elk guy, whatever you want to say, Hurley Combs Jr.
Mr. Hurley.
Yeah, Mike, I think he's calling you back to those mountains, bro.
He is. Yeah.
Hurley's waking up. He's giving that big elk bugle.
He's ready to go.
Calling you back, Mike. He's calling you back. You got till Friday, and you can go back in December. Do you think you're going to get a chance to go back? I know you want to.
Yeah, this week it's not looking good this week, but I am going to try to go down in December. That's for sure. I'm going to try to make that happen because it's I had a blast, man. I hunted in multiple different ways. I sat, the first weekend that I was down there, I sat for long periods in a blind, just a lot of elk sign in the vicinity. And I was determined to sit there and wait because it seemed like they were using the area, often. So I hung out in a blind for much of the weekend, and but then I got a little taste of the running and gunning, and it was really fun, man. Saw turkeys, deer, elk. It was a great trip. It's been a great trip each time I've been down.
Dude, listen, I don't care. Our buddy Paul Priest is in Idaho this week. I saw someone else had just killed an elk in Colorado. That's wonderful. Idaho, Colorado, Montana, Maine, wherever you want to go. Dude, Eastern Kentucky is just my favorite place in the world. The Kentucky mountains are not even compared to the Rockies or maybe the Smoky Mountains down there. They're not very sorry, I'm getting texts. It's distracting me. They're not the biggest mountains, but gosh, it's my favorite place on earth. Anthony said, you have anyone with you, Mike? Pretty much on your own for the whole time, weren't you?
Yeah, a good bit of it. I was on my own from the get go, and then had a buddy named Chris with me. Um, we got to go several times, and he kind of he's kind of knows the area a little bit, so he was able to kind of take me around
Yeah.
and help me out and kind of give me some advice and things of that nature. So it was great, really fun, and I did get to go. I got to go for 3 days the first weekend, and then I got to go for 3 days this past weekend. So it's been a lot of fun spending time down in Eastern Kentucky. I tell you what, man, that weather has been hot. So this cool off is coming out of time, which is unfortunate that I'm unable to go back down. Just with a lot of craziness going on at work right now, I was able to take off the last couple weeks, but this week's looking pretty ugly for getting out of there.
Pretty ugly. All right, let's see. Did anyone say they've been on the board? Let's see. David Craig said not really had a chance to go deer hunting other than the opening day. In the process of moving to Ohio. David, good luck with the move. WO wants to know how many have signed up for deer camp. I think WO, last time we checked, we have somewhere between 15 and 20. I don't know. I'll have to look. I think we're going to end up somewhere between there. The weather is not looking as good as it once was because of this daggone hurricane down in Florida. But dude, that's not stopping us, boys. We are going to be there. Still trying to these texts are distracting me. Sorry. Still trying to convince a couple people to go. Bub Tackett. If Bub Tackett's in the chat, he says he's got some truck issues. It's always something, right? I mean, he's a politician. Bub's the city commissioner. Can you really believe anything he says? Can you really take him at his word? I don't know. He's 50% right now. Said he was coming to deer camp last year, didn't come. Did show up to turkey camp twice, actually. So what is that? 67%. He's 2 for 3. We'll see. If he shows up, I'll be glad. I tell you who I'd like to show up, WO, is you and your buddy for a fish fry. We'd love to have you again. Uh-oh. Bub Tackett, here he is. Guys, look, we've got 32 people watching, probably millions all around the world, 50 states, 7 continents, whatever. We need to hear an answer from Bub, Mike. Don't you think we need something from Bub tonight?
It would help.
In front of God and everyone. Bub, are you going to be at deer camp? Are you going to make it work, or are you going to let Morgan talk you out of it? That's the question. Bring your boy. He'll have the time of his life. Is Bub going to make it to deer camp? Steve says, how many miles did you go each day? Mike, that's not for me. I've just
That's
been to work
from me. Let's see. There's one of the days where there's one of the days we probably put in 4 to 5 miles, I'd say total. And then the rest of it, I mean, it wasn't as much walking like as you would think, but we were kind of on those open strip mines and things of that nature. So just, when you saw one, you kind of made a move. And if you didn't, you just kind of walked around to see if you could find one and things of that nature. So it was, there was a couple days where I didn't walk at all. Like I said, there was one day where it just seemed like there was a lot of evidence and a lot of use in this vicinity up on a finger ridge. And I ended up just sitting all day. I think the first day that I was down there, I sat 13 hours in the woods. I got up a couple of times to go to the bathroom, and then I sat back down and I stayed put. Literally hunted from morning to dark. Got in probably 45 minutes before daylight, and I stayed till dark. So that was a long day. That was a long day, but that was tough.
Milton Mayhem wants to know, where is Deer Camp, Milton? We are having, this is our third or fourth. This is our third annual public land deer camp at Peabody WMA in Graham, Kentucky. We're staying at the Hog Valley Bike Rally Campground. It's a great time, Milton. We still got room for a couple more if you want to sign up. Uncle Lee's, our favorite outdoor store in Western Kentucky, Uncle Lee's, is sponsoring it again. And I'm sorry. And we're so grateful. They always give the hunters great gift bags and gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
And you should just stop by. If you're coming to hunt at Peabody WMA camp, deer camp, you need to stop by Uncle Lee's, see what they got. They got great deals on camo, great deals on hunting equipment. Bo, the archery tech there, top notch dude, and we love Uncle Lee's. So, and hopefully they're going to start selling antler builders soon.
No, man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. So anyway, Bub. Okay, here's Bub. I'm trying hard right now. Doesn't that just sound? That sounds like. I mean, guys, look. If this describes you, I'm sorry. It just sounds kind of like a liberal Democrat, doesn't it? I'm trying hard right now, trying to make it. Come on, Bub. Come on. We need an answer. Okay. Bub okay. Bub's putting the ball in Milton's court. He says, he said, Milton, if you drive, we'll go. Milton, let's do it. Milton, I guarantee you're gonna have a great time, Milton. Let's see. John Gray says, welcome back, guys. I killed a velvet 9-point opening morning in Laurel County. Sorry, John, send us a picture. We'll post it on the page if we haven't already. We're so glad you got it done there in Laurel County.
Yeah, congratulations.
A lot of shooting in Laurel County. Last month. Oh.
Yeah, that's
let's go. I don't have a buck tag, but them doe eat. Hey, Milton, here's the thing. You're over in Eastern Kentucky. You kill one doe a year. Kentucky Fish and Wildlife says you can't kill anymore. You come out here to Peabody, brother, you kill as many as you want. You kill 3 does, guess what? You go to Walmart, buy a tag, you kill a couple more. Yep. Stack them, whack them, and stack them, right? Yep. Steve says, deer camp sounds fun as heck. Good luck to y'all. One of these years I'll make it. Steve, make it this year. What are you waiting on, Steve? The time is now. Life is short, right? Get after it.
Gotta get after it now.
You think, Steve, you think Taylorsville WMA is good? Peabody's where it's at, brother. You got to make it happen. It
is a good place. It's a lot of fun. I did want to mention that I do appreciate. There's been a lot of people reaching out about that, about elk, and I've gotten a lot of great advice from a lot of good dudes, and I appreciate everything that people have done for me, and I met a lot of awesome guys this weekend. Ran into a couple guys from Pennsylvania. Then last week I ran into a guy from New York, and
did you tell him that you're not fond of out-of-state hunters?
No, I did not say that. I did not say that. They were really good dudes. It was really cool to meet them, and can't thank Chris and Adam. I met 2 guys named Chris and Adam. I can't thank them enough, and Hurley as well. He's reached out, and really helped me out a lot. So I just can't state how appreciative I am of the opportunity, and just a chance to meet those guys. And it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it, and I appreciate it very much.
Steve says he'll be at Downs After Dark. I don't know what that is. I have to Google it. My mind's going a lot of different places. Downs at Churchill Downs. Okay. All right. All right, Steve. Hey, man, if Churchill Downs is better than hanging out with the boys, deer camp, I get it. It's all good. Maybe next year. Bub says I put in for Taylorsville last night. Who is the go-to for Taylorsville? I'll tell you what, Bub. I have sent 2 people to Taylorsville, and they've both killed deer the times I sent them. One was Caleb Hatmaker. I was with him that day he killed it. Don't know who the other one was. Heck, maybe it was Steve. I don't know. I don't think it was. Dwayne lives 22 minutes from deer camp. He's always going to be there, and we appreciate you, Dwayne. You're the best, brother. Gordy, all the way from Ohio. Gordy is up in Ohio this weekend. Hey, you know what? I got a request. Is it okay if I ask a favor of people on here? Is that okay, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I got a request. Willing to travel within reasonable distance. So I am. My daughters and I went to Ohio this weekend to go to IKEA, which is a gigantic furniture store. All right. Now, I watched a video on YouTube. This is related to hunting. I watched a video on YouTube of Steve Ranella from Meat Eater. He had a wall in his house, black shells, and he had it filled with skull mounts. Now, it wasn't just like the skull mount of a buck, right? He had a buffalo skull. He had a bear skull, a hog skull. Even his kid found a house cat skull and put it up there. So I'm building a wall in this room. I'm transforming this room. If I showed you this room right now, you would think, Look, there right there. That's a pack of roofing nails that I have holding that deer up. This room is just a dump of all my stuff, right? So I'm changing this room into an office / studio / whatever I want it to be. And I'm doing one wall with shells and animal skulls. I've got a couple of deer to go on there. I killed a possum the other day and threw it in the weeds. I might have to go dig that skull out. But if you have any cool animal skulls, I want them. I'm going to polish them up and I'm going to make me a wall. Eventually, it'll be skulls of everything that I've personally killed. But for now, I'll take hand-me-downs. So if you have anything cool to contribute, I'll take it. If you're just trying to get rid of something. All right, let's see. First velvet buck. John, I will show that here in just a little bit, brother. Buddy, what are you sipping on out of that mason jar? It's pretty clear there, Gary. It's pretty clear. You can guess for yourself. Is it spring turkey season yet?
I would like it to be.
Come on.
I'm ready for turkey season.
Come on. No.
Man, I saw some huge gobblers down in eastern Kentucky while I was down there.
Yeah,
there were three of them suckers were traveling together, and all of their beards were just dragging the ground. And
there's about 1 weekend a year that I really care about turkey hunting.
Opening weekend.
That's our turkey camp. Opening weekend, turkey camp. Other than that, come on. It's overrated. Who agrees turkey hunting is overrated? Raise your hand in the chat. Let's see. Bub says, I'm looking for the bonus points at Taylorsville so I can rack up for Ballard in the future. Okay. You know what? That's a good point. I've not put in for a quota hunt. Have you done that, Mike?
No, I haven't.
Who else has put in for quota hunts? Anyone else? Big Rivers is the place to go. There's already been some good deer killed there every year. Mm-hmm. I've not put in for one.
Yeah, neither have I.
I don't think I have preference points right now. But anyway, I don't know where I'll put in for. Let's see. Milton, they don't offer bonus points for the draw if you kill a doe. I know that either. I have a few turkey on camera dragging their beards. We've had a ton. I've got a few cameras up. I got one at my brother's house. Got one at a buddy's house here in Frankfort. Seeing tons of turkey. Tons of turkeys. Let's see. Heading to Southeastern Ohio for 4 days. Opening Ohio weekend. Best of luck to you, Gordy. I hope you get one first thing, brother. I do every year, but going to Fort Knox to bow hunt October 26th to November 3rd. So, Milton, you got drawn for the – Milton must have got drawn for the archery hunt at the end of October. I did not, Milton, but I wouldn't mind to get out there. I need to look at the calendar here. Let's see. I wouldn't mind to get out there like the 28th. Maybe take off the 28th and hunt. I don't know out there, but – Milton, I love that place. Absolutely love it. Put in for the December hunts. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do too, Steve. Anyone have a place they'll let me and a friend come kill some does in Scott County? If I had it, John, I'd let you, brother, but I don't. But maybe somebody will. This is a good place to do that. That's the best part about this community that we've been able to build is, we're all hunters. We're all outdoorsmen. We all like to chase and kill things. And oh my gosh, listen to that jerk. I'm not going to lie, John. It will be hard for me not to hunt what I got on camera this weekend on my lease. The out of zone elk. But I'm going to walk away if I decide to come to camp. He's already backtracking, folks. Listen, let's just go ahead and say it. Bub's not going to be at camp. And here's the cycle of mine and Bub's relationship. Last year, said he's going to be at deer camp. Didn't make it. What was that, 2 years ago? No, it was last year. Said he was going to be at deer camp. Didn't make it. I was not happy.
Yeah.
Actually, he went from being one of my favorite friends to one of my least favorite friends. Then he comes to turkey camp, skyrockets. Right back up the charts. He's back in the family. He's back in the circle. Now he's dropping again. Like
I tell you what, though, John, like it's funny that you say that, like, because it's the way Bub talks about his lease. If he's got some good bucks on camera,
He's got an elk. Let's just be honest, he's got an elk on camera. It's out of the elk zone, and he's trying to get it slipping. Because if you can deer hunt it if it's out of the elk zone.
Right.
But is that more important than a weekend with the guys?
It's
not.
That's tough. It is tough because
Mike, let's be honest, you're not going to be there either.
I know it stinks.
So the 20 guys that are there are right now in my friends' rankings. You and Bub are below those 20. Heck, my own brother will fall if he's not there.
I understand.
Right? But Mike, you will slowly make your way back up because we talk every day. Bub only talks. You know what? Bub talked to me once this week, Mike. You know what he said? You want to know what he said?
What's that?
Hey, do you have any of those Onyx cards?
You got to show up to camp for that one, Bub.
He just wanted something.
You got to show up to camp for that one, Bub.
Bub's trying to fix me up with a couple women, right? Not worked out. Didn't want it to work out. But other than that, what's Bub done for me? I keep doing for Bub. Come on.
That's funny.
All right, he told me to show the picture. Bub, send it to me. Is it on Facebook? Did you send it to me on Facebook? Guys, I'm just glad to be back. Is Josh Wilson in here?
I haven't seen Josh tonight.
Sorry, busy with family right now, fellas. I want to hear about the elk hunting, though, really bad. All right, Philip. I'll try and chat if I can. Philip, ask away. Mike has kind of went over it a little bit, but I know he's willing to talk a little more. Josh Wilson is here. Josh Wilson is here. So Josh got his biggest buck of his career. Oh, Bub just said, okay. Now look, all of us would agree. I can't believe Bub is actually showing this, honestly. I can't believe he is because if people
we are back on Facebook, Joe.
Yes, Joe. We're back on Facebook. So glad to be back with our friends and family. We're so happy. I'm ecstatic. I've been looking forward to this all day. I'm just so happy to be here. Let's see. Where'd he go? Let me see how to share. I forgot. It's been a while. So, in Bub's defense, if you had this on camera and you thought he was going to show up this weekend, you'd probably stay, right? You'd probably stay.
That's cool. Look at that. That's cool.
Yeah, that was 9 days ago. You'd probably stay. And that one's kind of hard to see, but he's a pretty good one, Mike.
Yeah. Is that a collared bull?
It is a collared bull. Yeah.
That's cool. How neat is that?
That same picture. Yeah. So, but a weekend with the boys. Deer camp, Mike.
Yeah. It's
going to be. We'll even be here next year,
Yeah, that elk, it'll be hard to, he's probably moving around quite a bit, I bet you. I don't know.
Oh, he's gone. He's not going to. Look, here's what Buzz going to do. He's going to say, buddy, I couldn't get my truck fixed, and Milton didn't want to go, and I couldn't get there. And he's going to go out there. He's going to sit in that tree stand, and that bull is going to be over in Floyd County or somewhere where somebody else is going to kill it. It ain't going to show up. He might as well come to deer camp. Let's see. I would definitely stay home. I don't think anybody asked you, Joe. I don't think anybody asked you.
Anthony said the same thing.
Seen him recently, Bub. 9 days ago. Bub better give out elk steaks. He better save me a leg, buddy. He better save me a hind leg there, Derek. I'd stand with Bub. When you're going to be working Saturday. Let's see. John just sent you a cleaned up pic of my buck. Okay. Let's see.
I think a couple people were asking about the elk hunt. I think Joe mentioned, like, when am I going to be able to go back? Unfortunately, it ends on Friday. I don't think I'm going to get to go in the next couple of days. A lot of work stuff's happening this week. And then kids running everywhere. So the rest of this week, not sure I'm able to go, but December I'm going to try to go back.
Man, I hope you get to go back.
And I did. I don't know if anybody heard me say this a little bit ago. I did miss one on Saturday evening, and I think somebody asked how big it was. It was a 5x4, I believe. Missed.
Yeah.
Clean miss.
So just a brief, you get after this bull. By far the biggest animal you've ever had a chance to kill in your life. Daylight is running out, and you have to shoot in a hurry, and it just happens.
Yeah. It's basically it was one of those situations where we kind of thought the elk was going to pop out. That's a good deer.
Oh, Jimmy.
That's a good buck, Jimmy.
There it is. Look there with the, what's that say on it? Drake hat. Was it an 8-pointer, 8-pointer?
Yeah, it's a pretty buck, man.
Yeah. So finish what you're saying, Mike.
Yeah. So basically, we thought it was running out of shooting light. Had a situation where we thought the elk was just going to pop out from behind some shrubs and things, and we were kind of standing next to a shrub, and then we saw another elk that was kind of on the opposite side, thinking that it was the bull moving off. So we made a move, and it actually was a different elk. And when we turned the corner around another bush, the elk actually popped out, saw us, and kind of booked it back into the weeds and behind some other shrubs. So we kind of moved forward. He stopped. We kind of moved forward and got a rangefinder on him. It was about 42 yards. And I don't know what happened. I had stuff on the shooting sticks, and I had my crossbow on the shooting sticks and thought I had it on there. And when I pulled the trigger, it sounded like the arrow hit the ground, almost like it was low. We checked for blood to make sure, and we looked around for a while, but didn't find anything. And it was the reactions of the bull and the elk that was with him. You could tell it was just a total miss. The reaction was, not what you would think if an animal was hit. They definitely did not react like one of them was hit. And then, just the sound of it hitting, I'm almost dead positive it hit low. But I have no idea what happened. Not sure. I do know I shot the crossbow actually that afternoon and found out that for whatever reason, it was shooting about 6 inches low and 4 inches to the right at 40 yards. So I adjusted it that afternoon. It was totally good when I left my house. I shot before I went down, and not exactly sure what happened with that, but ended up readjusting before that evening hunt. I actually readjusted then and was fine. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's just happens. Stuff happens.
I think this is the best comment of the night. Bub, listen to Steve. You'll never regret a weekend with the boys. You might regret chasing a ghost elk. That's all you gotta say. Now Steve's not coming either, so I don't know. Mike, look, hopefully you get to go back in December.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw Michael Collins' name flash across that screen, with an elk tag, it was like I was having my third child, Mike. I was so excited.
I ran through the house.
Right? It was like life to my, this dark world. Like it was like finally someone I'm close to. Now, last year I had friends who went elk hunting, but like Mike is in the trenches with us. Like we're on here every Friday. We're trying to share photos. Like, and he got an elk tag. So I hope that you get to go back in December.
Yeah, I'm gonna work it out.
I hope you just kill a cow.
Yeah.
Bring home 300 pounds of meat or whatever it's going to be. That'll be amazing. Yeah. That'll be amazing. So, last deer season, we had a little segment on here where you guys would share your photos you're getting. We would guess the age or the score of the deer. That seemed to be a lot of fun. So if you have bucks, like a target buck you're chasing, you have bucks on your trail cameras that you're seeing, send them to me on Facebook. Don't text them to me because it's hard to get it over to the computer. Send them to me on Facebook Messenger. The last 10 minutes of the show, we'll put them on the screen. We'll let people guess, hey, this is deer's 163 or whatever. And it's always fun. It's a fun.
Yeah.
What we call it? Guess that score, guess that age, whatever. Look at this deer.
Fun. It's just fun to look
and
at.
as soon as I said that, someone texted me a picture of a deer. It's weird. It's like I got a longest nose.
Christian said, "Did you think you would have hit it with your bow?" Christian, I would have never taken that shot with my bow.
Does that deer have like the longest snout you've ever seen? Or am I just?
It might be the angle of the picture, but it does. I mean, it's a.
Whoever sent this to me, I'm sincerely sorry. I don't have your number stored, but I appreciate it.
It's a good looking. That's a good looking deer too.
Yeah,
it's a great buck,
Josh
especially
Wilson.
with a bow.
Josh Wilson. Josh, does it have the longest nose ever? Yeah, I was so happy that Josh got that.
I was too. Yeah, I remember.
Think that's his second public land buck. Dude, I don't care anything you kill on public land. Fort Knox is a little different because it's just like deer everywhere. No matter what people say, I had people tell me today how I was ruining Fort Knox by posting PK's buck. So dumb. I hope those people are watching. Such a dumb argument. But any public land deer, especially with a bow, man, that's tough stuff right there.
No, a public land with a bow. That's yeah.
Josh said he had a big old head. Yeah, it looked like man, that's got a big head.
But yeah, Christian, I probably would have never ever taken that shot with my regular bow.
Was it 40 yards?
It was about 42, and it was. I mean, he was the scenario was really good. I mean, the elk was broadside, perfect in that scenario. But there was two shrubs that were kind of around that 30-yard range that I shot in between, and they had some kind of limbs coming out toward the middle of where I shot. Now with a crossbow, probably a fine shot, but with a regular bow, I can guarantee you, I would have just chalked that up as a near, close call, but I wouldn't have shot with my bow. I can promise you that.
I think at 40 yards, dude, with an elk, I mean,
you all know, and I don't care what animal.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to do that elk. That's a huge target.
It is.
With your bow at 42 yards, a compound bow. I mean, come on. You got that, man.
One could argue I should have hit it with my crossbow, but I don't know what happened.
Well, you should have, but your crossbow, obviously maybe something's wrong there.
Could be. I need
but
to check.
Your compound, you're on target with it. I mean, that's a huge target. I feel like, man, I don't know.
Yeah, this entire group though, they know. I've said it over and over again. I don't take risks. I just don't. I'd rather just say that I saw one, and instead of taking a chance and wounding or just taking a risk. I just don't take risks.
Let's take a poll. I want everyone in here. What have we got? 44 people watching. Thank you, by the way. We appreciate all 44 of you. 44 people watching. Now 42. Thanks a lot. Let's pretend you have an elk archery tag. And it is, how many minutes were left of daylight, Mike? 15, 10, 7?
I mean,
daylight is winding down, okay?
Yeah.
It's your last day, but you have your compound bow, right? Mike had a crossbow. We're going to eliminate that. You have your compound bow. Last day to hunt. There's an elk, 42 yards. You have take out 42 yards. You have your compound bow. What is not PK said I'm taking a shot. I'm saying what is the maximum yardage? Now think about it. If you say on a deer like this, I have a flosser on my finger. If on a deer like this, you have a paper plate size to hit, on an elk, you have a larger target. What is the maximum yardage with your compound? Daylight winding down, last night to hunt, decent sized elk. What's the maximum yardage you would shoot? I'm just curious. Mike, you're saying what, 30, 35? 30. If it was my compound, I think I would definitely take a 40-yard shot. PK says he practices 60. I can account. PK has beat me on some single shot competitions at camp. So, he's pretty good. But PK, that's a little different than just standing out there with your bro, like shooting. Like this is real deal live action. 60, 60, 60. John Gray is even more conservative than you, Michael. 25.
Yeah.
John's already killed a nice buck this year.
I like minimal margin of
man
error.
Here's what I think it comes down to, and this is I don't think this is a matter of ethics, because I think everyone in here, at least the guys that I know, are going to do the ethical right thing, right? But Mike, you said you would rather see the animal than shoot and miss. Just you got to see it, right?
Yep.
Than shoot and miss.
As long as I put myself in situations. This is just how I hunt. I put myself in situations where I either get to see it or I will harvest it. One of the two. It's typically never situations where I'm putting myself at risk of missing or wounding.
Yeah.
It's either going to be, hey, I saw one, great, or I got it. Let's go.
Are you guys, I want to know, just answer yes or no. All right, answer yes or no. Are you willing in that scenario, time running out, the elk is farther than you want, this is a hunt of a lifetime, are you willing to take a greater risk because of the circumstances? Because maybe you're not. Maybe it's such like, oh, I don't want to wound an elk. But, there's a big thing going around Facebook right now that if you shoot, let's say you shoot too far back and you hit it in the guts, that sucks, but it's a dead elk, right? Now, you could hit it in the hip and it just wobbles. You could do like Michael Waddell and hit it and your arrow bounce off, right? You've seen that video of him doing that?
I have seen the video, yeah.
Which is wild. I don't even know what happened. But, okay, so John says no. He's not willing to take a greater risk. No. Jim says no. Gary says no. What does everybody else think? Are you willing, because of the situation, because it's a hunt of a lifetime, are you willing to take more of a risk? Or are you going to play it conservative because it's an elk? I don't know. Yes. Mike says no. PK says yes. Ben says no. Chris says yes. I say yes. I would take more of a risk, I think. Gordy says no. Milton says no. Paul says yes. Gary says no. Keep it coming. Would you take more of a risk? Yes or no? Remember, you have to leave the next morning, right? Mike did hunt the next morning, but I'm creating my own scenario. You have to leave the next morning. What does Bub say? Human flaw would probably take over, and I'd take a risk. I don't think it's a flaw. I don't think so. Some people are more risk takers. Yes. Blake says yes. Travis says yes. Tommy says no. You know what I feel like we should have done? I feel like we should have put age beside of this, because I feel like the more seasoned veteran guys are saying no. The younger guys are saying yes. Maybe I'm wrong on this.
Well, if that is the case, I haven't really
no.
I haven't really kept track of that. But if that's going to be indicative of experience, and we have all, and I posted that I missed on the page, and there was a couple of people that kind of said, "Why would you share that you missed?" And it's like, I'm not ashamed that I missed. Stuff happens, and I can promise you there are two things in hunting that if you say you've never missed, you're lying, or you've not been hunting very long, because it happens. We all make mistakes in human error, as far as even in wounding. We've all had those situations. If you've been around long enough, you've made a mistake and you've hit an animal to where it's been wounded and you may not have recovered it. It's a terrible feeling, because I've done it. I'll admit that I've done it, and it's a horrible, horrible feeling. But after it happens once is too many, and you play back in your mind, what did I do? Did I take a too far shot? Did I try to squeeze an arrow where it shouldn't have gone? You start going through those, and when you have an experience or two or three, and you start to realize, maybe that's not worth doing anymore. It's not worth the heartache and the sickness that you feel when you don't recover something, and it starts to eat at you. And then you're like, I'm never doing that again. You just start to play those things in your mind, and the next time you have a shot opportunity, it's in your head. It's like, I'm not taking that shot. Ain't doing it.
Yeah, you got to have a short memory. You got to forget about it. Who cares and move on. Paul Priest says if you don't shoot, you'll never kill one. Reminds me of what our buddy Hurley says: shoot, maybe. Don't shoot, no maybe.
True.
Let it fly.
I shot and maybe and swung and missed. But Bub, you were asking if I heard any bugles. I heard a couple. So far in the 2 weeks, the 2 weekends that I hunted, I probably heard maybe 2 to 3 different bulls. Was really quiet. Man, the heat had them elk probably laid up really deep in the hollers, trying to stay cool because they were. My experience, it seemed like they were moving either very, very, very early or very, very, very late. And a lot of mornings were pretty quiet. Didn't hear a lot of bugling, but I did hear some, and it was a lot of fun when I heard them. And then, like I said earlier in the show, that we encountered an elk, a cow, and she just mewed like crazy. It was fun. She just mewed and mewed.
What does that sound
like? Kind of like almost like that.
I didn't know if he'd do it or not. I didn't know.
Yeah, it was kind of like that, but a little bit deeper and obviously probably a little bit longer. But it was really fun to see that. She was probably about 90 yards, maybe 80 yards from us, and she just did that for a long time, almost like she was trying to look for us. I so expected like a bull to just start bugling at that because she was going nuts. It was really cool. That was a neat experience.
Let's see. WO has. I think this is a good answer. It's easy to say no. You wouldn't risk it, but in the heat of the moment, if you thought there was a chance you could kill that bull, you might do it. You might go for it. Or it's easy to say yes, you would risk it, but in the moment, you pee down your leg and get nervous and you don't take the shot at all. Some people freeze, right? Some people just lock up. Did you see there were you didn't see any bull elks harvested? Maybe one while you were there?
Yeah, there was I did see one and I saw one cow as well. Yep.
Yeah. So Mike, you were in Unit 7. Doug says what county? So Unit 7 is primarily Pike County, isn't it?
They're a good majority of it. Yeah, Floyd. There's some Floyd and Pike and
maybe Letcher.
A little bit of Letcher. Yeah.
Yeah. Practice in the range makes confidence in the field. Hey, PK, I don't know if you made that up or you saw it somewhere. That's a great quote. You practice in the range. You know, you fall to the level of your training. So if you've been training, 60 yards every day, that 42 yards, maybe it's a 52 yards, maybe it's 15. Who knows?
Well, and I was, and this is for. There's no right or wrong answer here. If you can practice and do what PK is saying, and you're comfortable at making, and you're very good at making this 50-yard shots at something, that's we're good. That's good. That's really good.
Haynes or Josh Bomar, okay. Yeah.
So I mean, if you're practicing at that, but like I practice at 30 and in, and it's because it's not that I don't want to practice at 40 or I don't want to make sure that I'm good at 40. I know that I'm never taking that shot, even if I'm practicing or not. I'm not doing it.
Do you wish you would not have taken it?
At the elk? Yeah. No, because I was pretty I don't know what happened. I really don't. I don't regret it.
Have you checked your scope? Have you been able to check your scope since you've been home? I know you've been busy.
Not yet. I'm going to do it this weekend.
I'm interested to see if you take more shots and if it's still low or if, anything can happen. So many things.
I am curious. I am curious to see if something's gone wrong with it because I did feel good about the shot. Honestly, I really did.
Yeah.
Now I will say, as far as the human element part of it, I'm not going to lie. It was a very rushed situation when the elk bumped. We moved in quickly, running through tall grass, trying to get in position. And then, my inexperience with elk is like I expected the deer to take off or the elk to take off running like a deer would. And it didn't. It just stood there and kind of stared. So, my head, in the moment, things start running through your head like crap. I only literally have a split second to get this done because it's going to bolt like a deer. That's not really what happened. I had time.
They don't act like deer at all.
They really don't. And just that's my inexperience coming to play there. Where I'm like, I got to take this shot quick. So it totally could have been my error. Like it really could have. And then you get a situation where, I don't even know if I did it, but did I because I had a shooting stick, did I shoot and lift up to see where it went too quickly? And did I aim down? That could have happened too. It's just human error, and it could have been myself. It could have been, now I do know my crossbow was on when I left the house. And when I shot midday on that this past Saturday, it was totally off. So I adjusted it before going out again, but I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. I really don't.
Chris says, anyone bring a crossbow to camp? I will have my crossbow and my compound bow. I've not been able to shoot the crossbow yet. I was going to do it today, and it's come a downpour. So I think I'll probably shoot my compound at Josh's house, hunting behind his house Friday morning, go over to camp, get my crossbow sighted in. It should be pretty close, and then hunt with the crossbow the rest of the weekend. Bub says if he makes it to camp, that he's going to bring a crossbow. Paul Pierce says aim at one hair, not the whole body. Paul, This is Paul Sr., has obviously taught his son, Paul Jr., to do that, because if you look at Paul Jr.'s Facebook, he's been teaching his daughter, not Paul III, but his little daughter, to shoot. He put 2 balloons on a deer decoy, a deer target, and has her shooting, and she's doing excellent, by the way.
Yep, my dad.
I know Paul Priest right here is a proud grandpa.
Yeah, for sure. My dad's got a very similar saying.
Yeah, Dwayne's bringing his crossbow and his Matthews. Josh says 110 days so far. Seen my number 1 buck 3 times, all at 80 yards. I'm getting close, but can't close the gap. Oh, man. Okay, question for Josh. Josh, you're seeing your number 1 target at 80 yards. Where do you need that target to be? What is the maximum range you need that target to be before you actually take the shot? That's a good question. Chris says, I was debating on bringing the crossbow and my compound. Hey, it doesn't hurt to bring both, Chris. She is doing great, Paul. I agree. All right, let's get to some of these. Some of y'all sent us pictures. We'll start here with Bub. We're keeping him in the loop here, even though he's letting us down. So his youngest son, Bub, I forgot his name, Kaysen, killed this. I don't know, Mike. What I mean, it's just a unique buck, right? Can you see it?
Yeah, that's a unique buck.
I mean, I don't know what to call it. It's got like one main beam that splits on the, 2 main beams that they both split. I mean, just tiny brow tines. But it's a buck. Now, when I talked about building a shelf with skull mounts, this would be one I would love to have. I know Bub's going to get it fully mounted for his kid, but that's a cool buck. So congrats to Kaysen on that one. And then Colton, our old buddy Colton, our turkey camp. Colton would love to come to deer camp. I know he would. I know he's already killed a buck. He could kill a doe. But that was Colton's buck. And do you know why both of Bub's boys killed a buck this year, Mike?
Because they're good hunters?
Because they went with their grandpa and not their dad. They went with their grandpa and not their dad. That's why. So that's why they did. They'll never go with their dad again. Keep going with old Papa there. Let's see. I got more deer to share. All right. So Gary Kite is not going to be at deer camp this week, but here's why. Gary has an opportunity to hunt in Ohio this week. Come on. And this buck that Gary's chasing. I want you guys. Okay. So we've got 42 people watching. I want everyone to give their best guess at how big this buck is. Is it 125 inches? Is it 250 inches? What do you think this buck would score? It's a nice one. It is a good one. Gary, I hope you're still on here. Mike, Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, what do you think? This is a pretty good buck.
Yeah,
Not bad.
He's got an extra beam there, it looks like.
Pretty good buck. He's moving. Let's see if I can get him turned around here. Pause him. Okay, what do you guys think? Put your scores before I hit pause again. Put your scores in the comments. What do you think that buck would score? He's got some extra junk going on there. He's got an extra beam right there. Pretty good sized body. How do you think that deer is? Maybe 4.5 years old? 5.5 years old?
Yeah, I'm going that. He's definitely in the 160s for sure.
We got 145, 155, 135, 162, 164, 148, and 3/8 coming in specifically there, Josh.
I like it.
160, 165. I would say 162. I mean, not 162, but like 160s as well. 150, 172, 168. So I think seeing him facing this way, there he is looking. I mean, that's a good one.
That's a pretty big buck, man.
That's a good one.
That's 160 plus for sure.
You can see why Gary's going to be in Ohio. Now, Gary's going to be up there with buddies. 15 points, Gary said. Gary, are you confident, Gary, that you're going to have a shot at this deer? Or I know you're not going to be the only hunter there. Is somebody else going to have a shot at this deer? Give us a little scoop on it. Let's look at another one. Let's look at another deer here. Let's see who else sent me one. Somebody sent me one and they gave me.
I can't wait to. My uncle just changed the batteries out on my camera, so I'm looking forward to getting more.
About time. Well, hold on here.
Buckmasters would probably score that deer definitely in the 170s. I bet you. Maybe 180s, depending on.
Here's a deer that was shared by someone said copycat. Jordan, I'm lost. What was copy? Oh, somebody copied Jordan's score. I see. Yeah, bub. Jordan, I'm telling you, he's a politician. You said 167. What does Bub say 1 minute later? 167. That's just what you get. And then look, Mike says, yeah, that's going to score well. And what does Bub do? He ups it to 170. I mean, who is this guy? Do we even know? Is Bub even his real name? All right, let's look at this. Loman made an appearance here. Good to see you, Loman. This is from Milton. This is from Milton Mahan. Look at that killer. That's a crazy looking buck. Let's see. He's got, I don't know if this is the same one. I think it is, just from different angles. I don't know why some of these pictures. Okay, he's got it in hand right there. Look at all that junk on it. You see his brow tines there?
Yeah, that's a dandy.
Killed it during youth season. Look at that. It's a joke. Man, that's a nice one, isn't it?
It's a dandy. Yeah, that's a huge buck.
That's a nice one. What do you guys think about that one? What do you score there? Is that one going to score better than the last one?
I
don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm not an official scorer, but
finished, Gary. Finished it off. It was water. Is that deer going to score better than the last one? Milton said he hunted him for 4 years. Good job, Milton. Proud of you, brother.
Yeah,
Gary says all the shooters have been laying low, confident, but I try to stay that way. My best friend could possibly see him as well, and I'll be okay with that. Gary, I hope if you're missing deer camp for this trip, brother, you better drop the hammer. Okay, Loman says this one is not quite as big as the other one, but close. Joe says they're very close. I would say they're very close. Maybe what put the other one over the mark is that extra beam. You know, it's got that extra beam. Milton said he killed him on a whole different farm than where I first got him. Milton, did you get this buck measured, Milton? We're dying to know. How did this buck score? Doesn't matter. Like who cares what it scores when it looks like that, right?
Yeah, that's a gorgeous buck. It really is.
Yeah. Yep. Let us know, Milton. I'm gonna get to another one here. Let's see what else we got. Milton, we'd love to have you at deer camp, by the way. Oh no, my light went off. I got see.
Wow.
That's one of the reasons I'm working on this so I can get this fixed. Let's see here. Let's see. More pictures. I don't see where those went. Some of you guys, I think, sent some of they went to my other. Sorry, it's just frozen up. Oh well. We'll see here. I can't get these pictures open. Anyone else send pictures? Let me know if you send pictures. Milton's buck will have better typical score. Gary's will gross higher. Okay, that's a good way to look at it.
Yep.
Rough score 172. His bases are over 6 inches. Main beams 26 inches. Okay. There you go. There you go. All right. If you sent more pictures, for some reason my messenger will not load them. I see that Ben. If Ben Moore is still on here, I keep seeing that you sent me a picture.
Yep, he's on there,
but it won't load for some reason.
John Gray sent some as well.
Yeah, I just got John's to open under there now.
Okay.
So John got him a velvet buck, Laurel County. Let's see the velvet there earlier in the season with the crossbow.
That's a pretty one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real good buck. He's real pretty.
Velvet bucks are so cool. I got one in my freezer right now. I need to. Does anyone know? Let me ask you this. This is a question for you, velvet buck killers. I'm wanting to take my velvet buck, and I'm wanting to. He's been in the freezer for a year. I just checked on him. Velvet's still intact. Looks brand new. If I take that out of the freezer and I spray that spray on it that's supposed to preserve the velvet, can I do that after it's been frozen? Like if I want to make a skull mount, if I want to make a Euro mount with the velvet intact, what do I need to do? Now, even the night I killed it, just by grabbing it by the antlers to take a photo, the velvet was very fragile, right? So I don't want to mess it up. What do you guys think? Anyone have any advice? Because I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I would personally probably take it to a professional, but that's just me. Because it's
I like to do things myself.
I know that's tricky business. What you're talking about, that's tricky business.
It is, and will I kill another velvet elk? Or shoot, no, I won't. Will I kill another velvet buck in the future? Probably, right? I mean, I got a long time left, but maybe not. I don't know. It's a small buck. If something happened, I wouldn't be devastated, but freeze drying is for sure a thing. I thought they inject under velvet. Loman said he never treated his. Jim says, hope everyone stays safe. Jim, let me real quick. Jim is getting off here. He's got to wake up early. Anthony makes him get to work super early at SNS Tire. But Jim killed a buck this year. Jim's had a battle with cancer. And he sent me his story, and I have it in Messenger, and I'm going to take the time to put it together in a way that really we're hoping just putting his story up may help someone, because there's a lot of folks going through a lot of hard things, and Jim being part of this hunting community and being able to get back out there this year and kill a deer meant so much to him. And I'm just so proud of him. I love him. So glad he's part of this community. And we're going to put his story out soon. I've just been busy. Like, no excuse, but I've been busy. So, Jim, we love you. Have a good night, brother. We'll see you next week.
See you,
Velvet is probably freeze-dried after a year in the freezer. Hard to do a Euro mount with velvet on. You may have to cut the antlers off, reattach. Oh, that could be a good idea. In the freezer for a year, it should be freeze dry, but if you skull mount it yourself, don't get the velvet wet or it will come off. All right, we'll see.
It's tough, dude. It's tough.
Can use velvet tan on the velvet after thawing, though. Oh, okay. Velvet is probably freeze dried after a year in the freezer. Hard to do a year. Oh, I already read that. Okay. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe have to cut around the antlers. I'm sure I can find a video on it, right? Sure I can.
There's probably videos out there. Yep.
All right, I'm trying to open this picture from Ben Moore. Let me give it one more shot. And either way, we're gonna go. Oh, I got it. Benjamin. Ben, that's a good one. He's excited. You can tell. You can tell he's excited in this photo. Hold on. It's a really good deer. You're going to see this. Uh-oh. Did it work? Oh, hold on. You got to. You see it now?
We shared that one on the page. Yeah, that's a dandy.
Did we share it on the page? Oh, man, look at that. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, that's an awesome velvet buck.
Velvet starting to shed a little. You can see some blood in there. It's getting thin. I don't know why it says 10 p.m. over his eyes, but that is a great buck, Benjamin. That is a great one.
Yes, it is. Tall.
Over here, it's like over here, the beams are different too. Like these grew up, these grew forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a cool buck.
Yeah, those G2 or those G3s are long and beams are long. That's a cool deer.
Yeah. Well, listen, folks, it has been so much fun talking to you tonight. Mike, it felt good to be back. Glad you're back, brother.
Yes, sir.
We're moving forward. We're still going to do squirrel hunting tournaments, but we're not going to announce what we're giving away. We're just going to give you a wink and a nod. You're going to know. And I'm going to meet with the winners this weekend. Their shotguns are being shipped. Their air rifles I'm going to drop off to them. Hopefully Facebook don't have some kind of voice detection to know I said that. But we're going to do our best not to get kicked off of Facebook Live before, because this is the best night of the week. And we appreciate you guys joining us. And, hey, if you're coming to deer camp, can't wait to see you. Can't wait to hang out with you. If you're not, you're missing out. But there's always next time. And there's still time to come this year. Still time to come. Just hit me up. Shoot me a message. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Be safe. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you all. Good.